Hello, this video will guide you through the preparation for Demo 1 interview with Qkids. When we get to the page, there will be a lot of information that I will not cover in this video because I'm trying to make smaller, shorter videos that are not so boring. So I'm going to go into, this is the app for Qkids, and if you are at the point where you're preparing for the first interview, you should have already downloaded this app. If not, then you will get that information shortly. So once this is downloaded, you click it on. I have not had to use my login and password for a long time. It just goes straight to this page. It will go to whatever date it is. Today is 6/13/2018. These were the classes that I taught this morning. Your screen should look more like this, because obviously there should not be any classes on your schedule yet. So I'm going to go back to today's date. And this is where we're going to focus on today. Certificates and resources. You should have in this column A, B, C, and D. Some of these other ones you might have as well. I can't remember. I know they added some of these later. But for the Demo 1 interview, it's important to go over these. Welcome, the video, the introduction to the hiring process, very important. This is extremely important. You will be tested on all of this with whoever is interviewing you. And this tells you exactly how to check your equipment, how to check your students' equipment, the map of classroom tools, and the video tour, which are all very helpful. I looked at those many times before my first interview. And then this is the exploring the classroom, which is great. There's an even better way to explore the classroom, which I will show you in just a minute. The focus of Demo 1 is are these 5 steps at first. Then these basic games, which we'll go over too. Make sure that you know these basic games for the interview 1. You may read somewhere or be told by someone that you don't need to know these for the first interview, but I did, so I would be, I would be prepared. Whether you do or not, I would be prepared to have to go through these games. So I did do that in my first interview. So I'm going to go to down here at the bottom where it says Practice Classroom. I'm going to go to that. And this is how your screen will look every single time you go into a classroom. And it will always look like this as well. And, well, there I am. So you will see yourself twice. Sometimes I change, Momo, get out of the way. Sometimes I change this box because you can click this little wand here, and I'll put Kobe or Momo just for fun. So the first thing that first of all, the person interviewing you will be down here somewhere. This is where the kids will be when you're in an actual class. So they put little pretend kids down here, Kobe, Momo, Girl, and Bill. Your trainer, your interviewer will be somewhere down here when you log on for your interview. She or he will ask you to go up here and to check your network. They may not say go up here. They'll just say you need to check your pings and send me a screenshot. So once you do that, you click Network, Start Test. It'll show your pings. My pings are always different every single time I do it. But the first time I did it, they were actually way high. They were about 300, and we had to reschedule my interview because my pings were too high, and it was pretty obvious because the video kept freezing. And it was I was very nervous because I thought, uh-oh, I've blown my chance. But she did let me reschedule, and all that information is in my YouTube video, the long one, the one that tells you probably very long-winded, but it tells you pretty much everything that I went through getting through this process. So, long story short, I had to get my router moved and had to have a few things done to my internet service to get the pings down. So they've been perfect ever since. I have not had any issues with my video freezing, which is awesome. The other thing is to check audio. Oh wait, before we do that, when you get the pings, she will ask you for a screenshot. You can do that on your computer and email it, or the simplest way was I just took a picture with my phone and then I sent it to her through WeChat. Either way, as long as they have a record of it. The audio test. See right now this says Realtek Audio and MPAL. These should match. My headset is MPAL, so I need to change that. Then I need to test it to see if I can hear my own voice. I go over here to where it says echo off. I turn it on. Now I can hear myself. It would be annoying to talk like this forever because I'm listening to my own voice. Oh, it drives me crazy. So now we're good. Then video. This just shows what the kids are going to see. I adjust that sometimes because, as you can see, my background fits in this little box perfectly most of the time. I might have to move my laptop up, down, whatever. I'm not going to do it perfectly right now, but as you can see, you will be able to adjust your screen the way you want it. If you want to be centered, sometimes I'm over here so you can see Teacher Allison, whatever. But make sure it's clear and you've got a pretty background. I would have it prepared for the first interview, but I don't know if that's required. I can't remember. Maybe it's the second interview. But just, to be safe, you could put something cute back there for your first interview. Okay, now enough about that. They will ask you about that. Then the interviewer, is that a word? The person interviewing you will ask you to go through these little things up here. She will say, can you put a sticker on the page? So I go to stickers and I can click one. I can put a sticker somewhere. You can make it big, small. I use the thumbs up a lot with classes. I'll be like, yay, thumbs up. She will ask you to put text on here. So the text board, you just type in whatever you want to. Whoops. Okay. And that will stay up there until you delete it, I believe. Markers, she will ask you to use the marker for something. So you just pick a color, draw a picture, whatever. And spotlight is when you actually left click, and drag it so you're spotlighting something on the screen. And then I think that's it. This is the volume control up here. So if you're turning all the kids' mics on or turning them all down, you can do that. Then the highlighter is probably what I use the most. With my mouse, I left click the mouse and drag it so it makes this little twirly thing. So if I want to say, and I'll show you in one of the games how I use that. Anyway, so the person here, to begin class, you're going to select. It's only going to be one person for your interview. So in a normal class, you would take turns and bringing each one of these kids up to the stage. See where it changes so you know who it is. I can keep clicking, selecting, and talking to each one of them individually so that they're up on the stage. This is called the stage, by the way. When they are down here, they cannot see each other. That's why I like to bring them up on the stage during the introduction so they can all see each other and meet whoever it is. So with your interviewer, let's say my interviewer's name is Kobe. And so to begin I would say, "Hi, Kobe. How are you?" And sometimes Kobe understands, sometimes they don't. Usually the trainer will just say, "I'm fine, thank you." "Very good. How old are you?" And they might tell you how old they are. "It's nice to meet you, Kobe." And then I will put them back down here, and I will go to the next person if I'm in an actual class. But since it's just the person interviewing, I can either keep her up there or put her down there. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Or whatever she tells you to do. Then the next step, see, we are at 0 here. We're going to go to 1, and this is what you do with every single lesson, which I love because there's no guessing, and you know exactly what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, until you get all the way to the end, and then that's the end of the lesson. You just have to pace your time to make sure that you get to all of them except the last slide by 28 minutes. So usually if I'm on this last slide, I look at the time, and if I still have more than 2 minutes left, I'll go back and we might play one of these games again just to make sure we don't end class too early. We'll talk about that later. I knew I was going to get sidetracked. I knew it. Anyway, so here we go into some basic games. These are the games that are in the training video that I just showed you a while ago. I believe all of the games that you will do during your interview are in those training videos. But even if not, you have this practice room to go into anytime you want before your interview and practice the games and pretend that there's a real student in there. So this is a very common game called Magnify. You click Set 1. This is all about vocabulary, and this is all about a group activity. You're not singling out anyone for this one. You just are going as a class, as a group. You click on the card, and it says to describe it. You know, to me, like the word house, unless you just do like, you know, or you might have a prop. I don't know. I just basically said, you know, house. And then they repeat, house. Good. House. House. That's pretty simple. It's just vocabulary. Sometimes you can use more, you know, animation or hand gestures, but for house, you know, like roof, I would do like the roof. I'll go, roof. Roof. Good. Roof. Roof. Good job. So notice I'm not doing any sentences on this game. Window. Window. That's what I usually do for that one. Window. Good job. Window. Window. Good job. So I'd have them repeated at least twice. Then you go to Set 2. Usually there's more than one picture here. I don't know why there's just one, but door. Door. Like an open door. Door. Good job. Door. Now, it's important to remember, when they get something right, you can click up here and award them all a diamond. When it's a group activity, I like to award them all a diamond, unless there's someone that's not participating at all, not for audio reasons or video, but just because they're, you know, not paying attention or trying to be silly or something. But I will just give them all a diamond. You're supposed to keep your diamonds, I don't know, I've heard everything from 40 to 50 to 60, but I would just award them as much as you can when they do something right. I just looked out my window and there was an ice cream truck. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, and we live way out in the country, so it's kind of weird to see an ice cream truck. Let's go to the next game. This one's also a very common game. This is called iPath. And I just realized, I think this video is about to run out, so I'm going to stop here. And I will continue. I will do another video. So thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps a little bit, and just stay tuned for the second part of this.